Well, I'm back with another weekly card pull for the week of February 22nd, 2026. I've got my Aquarian Tarot deck here, which I think has a lovely 1970s does Art Nouveau vibe to it. And I think it complements nicely our Rose Oracle softness. So I'm going to pull from two of these today. And I hope everyone is doing well. I just put out a new perfume video for my spring 2026 collection and couldn't help but waxing poetic over all of the blooming flowers going on in LA right now. I'm trying to experience as many of them as I can, including a beautiful pot of violets my friend Barbara gave me from her garden and a new scented geranium I've never smelled before but am now completely in love with called Orange Zinger. So she gave me a cutting and I'm hoping to raise it into a beautiful, huge, fragrant plant. I have a real thing for scented geraniums, which you may know if you've read some of my publications. Um, okay, so I'm going to start with our Rose Oracle and I'm going to pull for the week. Just made it past the first eclipse of the spring. We have another one coming March 3rd. So it's an active time of change. I've been tongue-tied all day today. I don't know what's going on. Change, transition, growth, shedding, and new beginnings. So I'm going to do a general card pull for my channel for the week of the 22nd. So I pulled two cards from this deck. Nice. So we got Sophia. Beautiful. We got Brothers of the Rose, which I don't think I've had before. So I look forward to learning about that. And I'm going to have to use the book. This is a new deck. I'm still getting to know, so I'm going to look these two up. But first, let me pick a few from the Aquarian Tarot to complement our Oracle card pull there. And nice. The Three of Cups. So celebrating with others. I always think of this card as a sisterhood, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. It also reminds me of, more intimate gatherings, my women's circle meetings, even having a good time with my sweetheart over a bottle of Prosecco, celebratory, cozy times, affirming times. Also, maybe it could be you made it through the first eclipse and we're in a new cycle now. We've hit that astrological point of zero with Aries. So we're having a new start. We're putting the past year definitely behind us now for sure. So maybe this is also like a congratulatory cheers. We've made it. We're starting again, personally and collectively, a new beginning that we can celebrate and toast our cups to each other with and support each other, cheering each other on. Very nice. We've got the King of Cups. So lovely. That could be for any gender. Um, an emotionally mature, sensitive person who knows where they stand, who knows what fills their cup, who knows what's not allowed in their cup, who knows not to let their cups get too empty, and who looks after others' emotional well-being because his cup is full enough. He can also look to others and make sure they're feeling loved and good as well. It's a emotionally wise and mature card. It's a king, so it's the highest aspect of the cups suite. So lovely. And lovely to have all of this together. And perhaps this last year has led us to reach this level of emotional understanding of ourselves or of a relationship or both, of where we've been, where we're going, and of self-knowledge, having a full and healthy cup. Nice. I'm going to pick one more tarot and we'll move on to the Rose Oracle cards. Okay, well, I've always loved this card, the Page of Cups. It could be an emotional message. It could be something soulful and transformative. One of the weight meanings, I think I got this from weight, or it could have been the Gnostic Tarot. I'm actually not sure. But it says turning fish into princesses. And I've always loved that description for this card. A little bit of alchemical or soul magic. A beginning, a page is a beginning, kind of like a seed, almost like an ace. It has a similar energy to like one of the ace cards. And the aces are considered like gifts from God. So I would say turning a fish into a princess is also probably like a gift from God too. Alchemical, transformative. There's red tulips in the background. It's almost like a fairy tale card of magic, of surprises, new beginnings, maybe a wish coming true. It's very beautiful energy. Like, oh, let's go with this for the week. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to put on my glasses for a minute. I'm not really so fond of wearing glasses, but needs must. So, so it's really lovely. We got Sophia here backing up all of this emotional cups wisdom. We've got Sophia, which also maybe balances out some of these feeling cards. I think of Sophia as like a kind of wisdom, a higher wisdom. So, not a bad compliment. All right, so let's see what this says. I'm going to read from the book because, like I said, I'm still learning this oracle deck, which I really wanted, and I'm so glad I bought. I think it's very beautiful. So the little byline says for Sophia, divine plan, wisdom, intelligence within, and destiny. So for me, immediately, I felt like just saying destiny was a really nice compliment for this card. The magic, turning fish into princesses, perhaps right timing, something lining up, a wish finally can come true. Maybe it's an older wish, an older plan or desire or feeling. Maybe now is the right time. So let's keep going, shall we? Sophia is a Greek word meaning wisdom. Sophia is thought to have been a force present at the time of creation and is often presented as a woman. This turns our patriarchal understanding of a sole male god responsible for creation on its head. In the Bible's book of Proverbs, Sophia says, I was present at the beginning of the creation, participating at the side of the Lord in the work of creation. Many scholars and art historians believe that the female figure beside God in Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel ceiling is a representation of Sophia. The philosopher Rudolf Steiner believed that the ancient Egyptian mother goddess Isis was an incarnation of her, capital H. The galaxy overlapping the spiral of the rose on this card is a mystical representation of Sophia as holder of the divine plan. So again, I'm also thinking divine timing, especially in light of being in this eclipse sandwich, as people call it. So there was one, and then there's going to be another in a few weeks. The intelligence that tells the rose when to open and the planet how to spin also exists within you. This card brings with it a message to trust the intelligence that brought you here. Have faith that the blueprint of your destiny is already known. What secret dreams do you have? What are you being called to say yes to and to create? Nice. So, how lovely is that? And then it looks like we've got a little masculine energy to complement everything in this reading. And so far, I'm finding it to be very balanced with the King of Cups here, Sophia, and then this card, which I often think of, but not always, as a sort of sisterhood, a gathering. Um, and then the page is kind of an androgynous figure, but I feel a real balance between the masculine and the feminine aspects here. And then the brothers of the rose, which is divine masculine. So let's see what this card is. I've never received this one in this deck, and I'm excited to read about it. Let's see. Okay, so the Brothers of the Rose. Sacred masculine, honor, protection, support. What a nice compliment with the King of Cups card. This is the card of the sacred masculine. Like the feminine, the sacred masculine exists within each one of us, and together we're all being called to balance both energies within us. The sun and the moon, solar and lunar. Perhaps this is what it means to birth a new world. Beautiful. The sacred mature masculine is something so needed in our world. I was going to say something about politics and I decided not to. It's the part of us that lives in deep honor and reverence of the feminine. It recognizes the goddess within all life, including the earth, and is committed to protecting and living in devotion to the feminine. The sacred masculine knows that striving and overpowering, enduring and conquering are not helpful. The sacred masculine is strong and tender, protective but not defensive. Just what I was saying about King of Cups. Mhm. This card could be a sign that you're being called to work on the sacred masculine energy within you that's maturing and rising. It could be that you're being called to work on ancestral healing of the paternal line. It could be an indication that you're being called to invoke or acknowledge the sacred masculine in those around you, or it could represent the sacred masculine appearing in your life. The sacred masculine exists within all of us. They are encircling you so that you can do your sacred work, so that you can be part of the return of the goddess on this earth. The rose is their emblem, and they wear it proudly on their hearts. Well, how beautiful and exciting. It looks to be like a really nice, balanced week. So I'm hoping everyone feels this energy, this beautiful card pull for this week of the 22nd of February. And I'm wishing everyone a nice, lovely, sacred week. And I'll be back. I'll be back soon for a card pull. And that includes a special card pull for the fire horse. I haven't forgotten. So that's coming soon. Thank you so much. And cheers. Bye.